this game from starting so we could talk about all these different things.
We
obviously.
really like the sound of our own voices.
Why don't you hit the damn start button, Metis?
I know,
hit the start button, Metis.
I'm so trash. It's me that's stopping this game from starting.
Yeah,
now, it's funny we say that
button?
because actually the pistols have just started. So brilliant timing.
Conveniently, of course, it starts as soon as I tell you to start the game. Obviously,
confirmed.
Controlled.
Confirmed that we just wanted to listen to our own voices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant. 10 out of 10. So next pistol and Dust. A bit of utility, but this time actually a severe lack of utility on the side of FaZe. We've just gone for full-on armors. So interestingly enough, not going to be running with any flashes or anything of that nature. And Nico will get himself the first frag. So here comes Jacob. He's going to be charging through the Glock train. Your purest sense of the term is going to be just going straight through the B-apps onto the site itself. There is Oscar. And the bomb will be planted, but it looks like the CTs will be able to pick off the stragglers afterwards. AZ lands the headshot onto Nico. There's Alu. Hold the phone for a second, because maybe this round isn't over just yet. A 2-on-2 now falls upon us. Speedy and Dennis. Two players didn't necessarily shine on Dust 2, have it all to do for themselves, and Speedy's missed a hail of bullets, and now it's going to be down to AZ, who gets them on the reload, and actually FaZe have pulled it off. I believe that was a 2v4 clutch, and they take the pistol. I never thought they'd have that.
That was definitely kind of a weird round, right? You thought Mousesports were up, and then all of a sudden it wasn't a 2 versus 2, and FaZe come up with it as Dennis and Speedy there at the end had a little bit of a chance, but weren't connecting the shots quite right, and so FaZe will actually take it. So that gives FaZe a good start here on the T side of Mirage. We did talk about how Dust 2 certainly didn't go their way, so getting a good start here on the T side of Mirage will certainly serve them well. But we do see Mousesports, of course, forcing up some armor and deagles in play, and so maybe things can get a little bit messy. You can see they're getting aggressive at middle. They're taking some peeks, but everyone's kind of held back at the boxes here at middle, and pistols just keep peeking them, but so far no one's connected a shot.
Bit of damage has been dispersed amongst both teams. Rain down to 26, going to be worrying for him, especially considering the upgraded pistols on the side of Mousesports, but Mouse have ate quite a bit of damage themselves as the mollies are flying through onto the ladder side. Here comes Kiyoshima taking point with a Mac 10. It is an expendable weapon, and down he goes. Jake and Note will return fire. Here is Speedy on short, up in the alcove. He's going to get himself the 1 kill. The trade's back and forth. Now the CTs are starting to crumble, but there's Dennis and Nico, both with 1-taps, leaving AZ in a 1v2. He's going to go for the spray, but eats a lot of damage in the process, so it's effectively down to next bullet wins the round. Nico, Mac 10,
down.
AZ UMP, and as you say, Dust, yeah, bomb is down.
Nico, though, is playing some real mind games right now. He's actually forfeited bomb control. AZ can have no idea that Nico's given up bomb control. And he jump peeks up her B. That's right before Nico gets there. The timing of all this is incredible for Nico. AZ has no idea where Nico is. Oh, my goodness. This execution style. What a play from Nico to just leave the bomb behind and get a new position. If you're AZ, you can't expect that. You have to expect that, okay, the bomb's down, he could be Cat, he could be anywhere, you know, like, I can't safely pick up this bomb, and Nico, just the timing of it all. My goodness. So just as it starts well for FaZe, it all comes crumbling down.
Very rushed, indeed, it felt.
FaZe down, Metis.
FaZe down indeed. After a round like that, it's hard to really see too many positives. Just a complete closeout. 2 1-taps in succession from Kitchen pretty much turned that round in favour of the CTs. Nico's got a frag for himself, but it is going to be FaZe who've taken control of the A site. Nice entry frag from AZ, looking for a second one, but Nico with the AK puts him down with ease. UMP from long range, shake him down to 16 now. And Speedy, close range, is going to be doing the damage with the MP9. It's not great at medium to long range, however, and it's going to be another very close round going down to the bitter end. Dennis with a laboured frag, but gets it nonetheless. And Kiyoshima lands the deagle frag. It's a back on once again. Dennis is going to be peeking. Needs to be oh so careful he doesn't walk into the crosshairs of Kiyoshima.
Ooh. The bomb was down in kind of a precarious position, so Dennis actually gets forced to push through, and now Kyo can play all the mind games he wants. He has so much time to make Dennis second guess where this bomb is actually headed. He does just go ahead and commit to B pretty quickly, though, but Dennis, of course, has no way of knowing. He could be flanking CT spawn for all Dennis knows. Now he knows the bomb is planted B, but it's going to come down to a pretty heated one-on-one battle. Kiyoshima has pretty good positioning in the B apartments. Dennis still does have a smoke and a couple of flashes to play with, so perhaps he can figure out a way to smoke the bomb and catch a defuse or something. We'll have to see.
Nightmare of B side of Mirage, though. There's so many angles, so many positions to cover, and with the bomb being planted slap bang in the middle of the site, this doesn't really give Dennis too many ideas where the last player is. So he's going to go for the smoke, going to try and draw out the remaining terrorists. There's Kiyashima, lands the headshot. Good clutch by Dennis. He does have enough time, just about close, but Mousesports will take the 2-1, and a decent round for Dennis.
I see a lot of 1v1 clutches won that way, where you throw down the smoke, but you don't go for the defuse straight away, because the smoke forces someone to peek out, because they know that they're going to have to spray you through it or something like that, and so it really makes them a bit edgy, especially when the time's ticking that low, and you know that they have to stick with defuse. It's just that extra couple of seconds that he waits around the edge of the smoke wins him the round, so really well played in the 1v1. And so it looks like Mousesports are finally getting a little bit of economic control in this game, but FaZe are still forcing out the Tech-9s, and they're going to get aggressive on middle. AZ trying to sneak up catwalk by himself. He loves to do that, but he gets caught.
We hear the pitter-patter of footsteps over from Chris Shay's perspective. Into Bean, the jump from Alu, lands bullets from the heavens, living up to the god title, but he's been put down for now. Rain, your last remaining terrorist. Oh, nice shot by Oscar. Quick reaction speed will finalize the round. Mousesports take a 3-1.
That's actually a common tactic that FaZe will use in this map, but with guns, they love to just kind of sneak AZ up catwalk, and then they just plow 3 people out of upper B apartments. It's one of their fast executes they like to run, but when AZ gets caught so early, you realize now that if you're Mousesports and you have a read on that play, you know AZ's solo. Now that we have him down, we can focus all our efforts on B apartments and just, you know, put a stop down when they do. So really well read by Mousesports, well played. And so now they get to pick onto Rain this round, as well as FaZe is on pretty much a full set this round except for pistols, and they're getting picked apart.
Yeah, nearly a full-on deco. Alu's spoiled the party. The P250, however, he'll want that up as soon as possible. Dennis and Nico putting the final nails into the coffin, hammering them in. And now Kiyashima, 1 on 5. Well, we saw him pull off an absolutely nuts clutch on Dust 2, but this is a whole different ball game altogether. Everyone's full HP apart from Nico. Has only lost 19. Good crossfire. Bombs down in no man's land. I mean, really, at this point, you're just going to try and whittle away some of the time so you can get a 1-tap or 2 and hurt the economy a little bit for Mousesports, but there's no real hope of him clutching this.
Definitely not. Maybe he picks off does a little bit of damage, maybe tries to grab a gun, something like that. What the? Nico? What is this? I've never even thought of spamming that in my life.
Didn't catch it. I actually switched a bit too late. What was he doing?
He was actually he was standing in A site and he started spamming at sandwich, like between stairs and Tetris. He was just shooting through the door with an M4 in the middle. Is that even a thing? I didn't know. Like, he has to be playing some sick stuff on me right there.
Next level, mate. Caught you completely off guard.
Was that on stream? Did people see that?
No, I don't. I wasn't spectating it. I was watching from Kiyoshima's point of view.
Gotcha.
Feels bad, man.
Okay. No one knows what I'm talking about. I sound like a crazy person. NA caster, of course. Thanks for letting me down, Metis.
Here comes the pop, though, from Chris J.
Watch that demo, boys. We'll see what I'm talking about. That was crazy.
Just to make sure that Dust's sanity is back in check again. Slow down for FaZe, though, with rifles and the AWP. This is why I went for the P250, so you could afford the AWP with the Kevlar. Skimping out on the previous round, but Mousesports off to a pretty good start again. You know, Dust 2, what was it, 0-7, 0-6, something around there? Before FaZe got on the scoreboard, it was very one-sided indeed, and FaZe have to make this rifle round work now.
We'll see FaZe taking it pretty slow right now. They have a really big lean towards the A site, so again, looks like it's going to be one of those connector splits they like to run on the A bomb. So again, very execute-oriented is FaZe. Stark difference to Mousesports and other teams who love the mid control a bit more. Look at this, Jacob and AZ sneaking up. But Nico knows this. He's actually watching connector. He's trusting those smokes and Dennis in a cheeky spot to watch Palace and just kind of see if he can't defend the connector push. But he cannot.
Yeah, solid entry from Kiyashima. 30 seconds left on the timer. Dennis is going to use the flashbang to his advantage. Land the first dragon. Looking for the second one. He's going to pick it up as well. He's only lost 46 HP. All things considered, this has been a fantastic hold. He's already got one clutch. Goes big again. It's now sold down to AZ. And he gets picked up in sandwich. Down he goes. Apparently having some lag issues, but I'm not lagging at all. So maybe Twitch is getting wrecked again. It did have some issues the other day.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not experiencing any lag in GoTV either, so hopefully... Is it lag on my audio again?
No, apparently the stream is lagging, but you can quite clearly hear from talking to me that I'm not lagging and not having any issue in the game.
You're not dropping any frames on your stream software or anything?
No frames dropped.
Alright, well, maybe it's a Twitch thing, guys. Hopefully you can just, like, finger blast that F5 button on your keyboard and get yourself a new server.
PG,
That actually works. That actually, if you hit it enough times, it'll give you a new server to connect to. Like, sometimes. I don't know. It's helped me in the past. Are you okay, Metis?
I'm okay. Okay.
Alright, just making sure you're still here. Brilliant.
Okay.
Don't you love casting with me, Metis?
Yeah. Yes. 5-1. Looks like it could be 6-1. FaZe, not really with any hopes. Rain and Kiyashima, last two remaining players. I will try and figure out what the issue is, guys, but I'm very confident it's not on my end. So I'll maybe just quickly type in a conversation on Skype, see if we've got anything going.
I'm watching the stream right now on my laptop. It seems fine now, so maybe it was just a quick little issue. People heard me say finger blast, so apparently we're good, you know? That got through, of course. As, we're now into round number 8. Mousesports up. Big lead right now, so FaZe need to find something soon. Ali will have the op in his hands. They do see them going for really heavy mid control. No presence B apartments. It's all focused at top, mid, and underpass. Chris J pushing into ladder room, so that could cause trouble if they try to go up catwalk sometime soon. But A is a little bit vulnerable because of this, actually. It's just Nico and Dennis here. So there is this hole in the defense that FaZe might be able to kind of fill. It just all depends what they get caught, though, because B's now pushing out Cat as well. So if they get caught in middle before they get up connector, that can change everything.
Oh, it definitely could. Chris J's position here is pretty paramount, I've got to say. And AZ could be caught with a flashbang out. You can see what he was going for, but Chris J was up to the challenge and then some. So AZ gets eliminated off the map, and this opens up things nice enough for the CTs. It does leave Chris J in a bit of an isolated position. They know he's probably still around ladder, but they can't really do a great deal about that. So that's why the position was so important. And now Nico on the side, pure timing. Kiyashima gets CS-GO'd. Be mad about that. Jay comes next to fall. 5-on-2, and FaZe's woes continue. Nice headshot by Alu. Looking for a second one. Oh, you can see who was going for with a quick shot, but actually flipped too early. And ended up not shooting at all. 15 for 4 for Nico, who's been on a tear on Mirage. So a lot of people are saying lag in chat, but I've got a lot of people who are messaging me saying it's absolutely fine. So I don't know if we're being trolled or what's going on.
It's definitely a possibility. I feel that's up there on the list of things that could be happening right now.
This is why casters don't pay attention to chat a lot of the time, guys.
Sabotage it, man.
I will slap that ass.
I will be honest, I had a couple of... It could be in between, because I was watching on source quality on my laptop just now, and there was a couple of moments where it lagged for a couple of seconds. So there could be some realistic lag going on, but maybe it's on Twitch's end or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the reason why I was more likely to believe that is because, Dust, were you around when Twitch went completely down? I think it was like 2 days ago.
It's happened a couple of times in the past few weeks. It happened at Northern Arena as well.
Right, right.
For like the first day of the event on the Thursday. So, yeah. Usually pretty reliable, though, so I wouldn't worry too much. As we can see, just by looking at the scoreboard really quick, Nico on quite the run. 8 rounds played, already has 15 kills, so it's almost 2 kills per round. So that's a pretty solid average for him. He's way up in front. And then you look over at the FaZe side, no one really stands out. In particular, Rain is having a tough game here. 0-8. Not where you expect them to be at this point. It seems like Mousesports are just really countering FaZe's aggressive style. They're getting pushy themselves on the extremities and being able to get really good early positioning and kind of shut down FaZe before they really even start to roll out their execute. They're disrupting them in the middle of the round. So this is just really well played by Mousesports. I feel like they've really done their homework on FaZe, on how I see them playing these maps.
Yeah, I've got to give all the credit in the world to Mousesports. They've looked next level today, honestly. They've looked like a team that I think a lot of people were expecting to see big things from, going through into the latter stages of this year, with Oscar joining the roster. And speaking of the man, he delivers a fatal blow to Kiyashima. Dennis, sandwich, 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills actually, although one of them actually was a team kill. I was a bit thrown off by that, but, well, Talk about that as being a quick
See,
round.
we were talking about this pregame, where we not, Menace, where Kiyoshima just loves to get fast up connector on this map and just like really cause a disturbance into that A bomb site. But look at Oscar's positioning. He's just welcoming Kiyoshima with open arms. And the other big thing there is how fast Speedy pushes off catwalk, so he catches them in the back as well. So it's just a brilliant combination of Oscar and Speedy crossfiring connector and just shutting down one of FaZe's main routes that they like to take to attack A. And now they're going to try to change things up for some type of mid-B split. Again, AZ going to try to play up Cat solo. Everyone else looking for B apartments, but I mean, Chris J is already here throwing counter nades, doing a lot of damage and slowing them down.
And here the players burning a little bit in B apps. It was Rain, he's down to 47. Jacob tapped through the wooden panels. Not going to get anything just yet. Second incendiary goes into B apps. This could force him out because you can see the players right side. Chris J, beautiful spray transfer from Rain to Alu. Quick fire double. It is effectively an eco, just with a couple of deagles, so can't get too carried away with this round. But Mousesports, they've beaten everything that FaZe has thrown their way, 9-1. And at this point, Dust, with Rain on 0 for 10, which is very uncharacteristic for a player of his caliber.
Kiyoshima also 2-10, by the way, and he's usually very important to how they play middle, and he's not getting anything done. I've also seen AZ shut down quite a few times, who also likes to play a bit of mid. So to not be able to hold position at such an important area of the map is really, I think, causing the struggle. Not only that, they've pretty much already ran every execute they have that I've seen in former Mirage matches, and none of them have worked, right? So I feel like they're getting down to their last pages of the playbook of what they can actually even try now against Mousesports.
Yeah, it's almost like they've been flicking through that book and it's been blank pages. Well, Mousesports has already read the book multiple times. They know the script and they're ahead of them. They've been ahead of them every step of the way.
And of course, that's been something with FaZe, right? Is they have all this firepower, but they don't necessarily have the big strategy.
Yeah. Rain could be by himself. 6-1, just about gets the spray and actually claims his first kill in the 11th round. How often do you say that about Rain? And very narrowly gets away with that kill on 4 health. So the trade.
But look at this push from Dennis, by the way. All the information's given up. Mousesports knows exactly where FaZe is, and you can even see them cheating over another player.
Yeah, so much information has been gathered. The heavy B stack now. Chris J looking for another big spray transfer. It's going to be Nico that finishes off what Chris J starts. Looking for a second frag. Nice one tap to the head. And Rain is the last player to fall. 10-1. And FaZe having to deal with a Nico who's on 20 for 4, by the way. He has been playing lights out Counter-Strike.
This is the Nico that you love and adore, right? I mean, this is the Nico that people push up as perhaps the best player in the world. Is certainly one of the top 3 or 5 players in the world. There's no doubt about it. Very talented. The things that he's been able to do, despite not having the same supporting cast other players have had, such as, you know, Cold over on SK, who's really highly praised. So now he's gonna have a bit of help, though, right? You know, you got Oscar here. He's been playing pretty well. So we'll just have to see how everything unravels. As now it's a double op setup for Mousesports. Chris J gonna have that second op pushing off the catwalk. And he can also quickly turn around and help this B apartment push that Speedy's about to encounter.
I think FaZe at this point, maybe with a bit of desperation, just deciding, screw it, let's just go for the rush instead of everything else. But this has backfired horribly as well. It's going to be a shutout. Just Speedy dies, and the economy is so potent. That's 11 rounds in a row. It's also important. It's 11-1, but FaZe won the pistol. They won the very first round, and then since then it's been a complete wreckage, a complete stomp.
Yeah, it really has been. And you talked about how, like, maybe it's just like that's all they have. Again, this is what their Mirage T side is all about. It's just these fast executes. None of them are working though, right? That's the big problem. Like, they're getting shut down left and right. And I just don't know what they do now. Now they're trying to see if they can put a little bit more presence at middle, but all they have is pistols to work with, and they have 2 ops trained on middle for the most part between Oscar and Chris J.
There's Oscar again. Jacob this time gets picked off from the Windows side. Chris J with a second AWP on short, close range execution onto Alu. Not for the first time we see FaZe with pistols and Kevlar. Not really able to get anything done with it. Well, that being said, AZ has landed himself a headshot. Gets traded out instantly afterwards. Rain now with the deagle. And he's going to try and double his frags, but not going to happen. And his woes will certainly continue. Yoshima's dead next. 12-1. And we know about the lag, guys. Some of the admins behind the scenes are trying to fix that. It's not on the end of my internet or anything. We're all good. I haven't dropped any frames, but there are some issues right now that are trying to be worked on. 12-1 then, anyway.
In a stream, of course.
Yes, sick.
As it is 12-1, and there's not really much of a silver lining right now for FaZe. I mean, I feel like even if they can win out the half, they're still so far behind. This is not a map that's supposed to be this CT style. Maybe a slight CT leading, but this is too much, I feel like. Again, everything that they've tried has just not worked. They're not ever able... They've never been able to even get up connector into the A side, I feel like. They're just getting shut down all over the place. Their firepower's not quite clicking right now. Meanwhile, Nico and company are just having a tear.
It's hard to really play against Nico when he's on this kind of form. You know, he's considered to be one, if not the best player in the world, certainly up there. And this is the reason why, because when he's on his game, you can't deal with him. There is no counter to an on-fire Nico. Before, I guess the counter was that he would just have to carry too much weight and the rest of his team wouldn't pull their weight, but now he's got Oscar, and Dennis has been playing solidly too. From Sandwich this time around, he's going to hold it down. Yashima's now coming up onto the staircase. 2 frags have gone back the way of FaZe, so they've kept themselves in this round, but Chris J's on the prowl alongside Speedy.
Oh, and he legs him. So now it's a 2-on-1. It's all up to Kiyashima 1v2. He gets the kill on the Speedy. Now he has to find Chris J in the 1v1, but Chris J lines it up with the scope. He's going to be able to get the 13th round here for Mousesports. So that was actually probably the closest round we've seen from FaZe, where they actually got a bomb plant and got into a 1v1. Haven't really seen anything that close in quite some time. I think there was like one 1v1 way earlier where Nico outplayed someone from FaZe in the B-bomb site. That was a long time ago, but it's been very few rounds where you've seen them have that much of a chance. They still couldn't get it done. So, yeah, I mean, Mousesports are just, short of losing the pistol, they have dominated this half.
Has been complete domination. And if you remember, cast your mind back, that pistol was a 2-on-4 against FaZe. So they very nearly lost that too. FaZe with a pretty exquisite shot onto Oscar through the smoke of mid. Very nicely done. Last round of the half. Will FaZe double their digits?
Oh my.
Not looking good, is it? When Nico just peeks around the corner, lands yet another frag. Let's jump on board with him, because he's been playing pretty much unreal CS. Everything he touches turns to gold. Next frag could be coming in. There we go. Lands onto Kiyashima, and Jacob's given his position away, trying to spam through the smokes. They know he's around Shadow. Nico is up to their task, of course. 3K, 24 frags in the first half. You do not see that very often.
No, I mean, that's just straight domination. I mean, he was just doing whatever he wanted, right? Think about how much re-peeking he did with the op in that round. He just gets away with it. You know, at that point, it's just total collapse for FaZe. You can't even catch Mousesports playing greedy. Just one of those situations where everything works for Mousesports, and no play that FaZe turned to yielded any good results for them. Again, they had a couple of rounds that came to 1v1s, but they couldn't win those situations. And most of the rounds, though, was just such a clean wipe for Mousesports. So, you know how you had some of those games where the score looks really, really bad, but when you look at each round, oh, it came down to like close 1v1s and 2v2s all the time, and it felt like a lot of those rounds could go either way. No, nothing like that in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been one of the most one-sided games of CS I've seen in the longest time.
Absolutely.
And that's after Dust 2, where we thought, okay, that's as bad as it's going to get for FaZe. They could probably win this map. The last time these teams played each other, which was just a week ago, FaZe won 16-12. Well, this is the complete opposite of what we were expecting.
Yeah, I guess we do go ahead and let you know that we do have one more best of 2 coming up after this. Or I guess it's not a best of 2, it's just 2 best of 1s played consecutively. But we do have Heroic taking on Penta, and that'll be taking place, I don't know, I guess not too long after this game. Maybe we might have like a little bit of a 10-minute or 15-minute break or something like that, but
yeah.
I guess this game has gone really fast, so maybe it'll be a little bit longer break, depending on if Mousesports just win these next 2 rounds really quickly.
Yeah, if we get into like 61 territory, I think we may have a little bit of a pause, and then hopefully the admins can sort out whatever the lag issues are. We were aware it's lagging, guys. It's not lagging for everybody, apparently, but
yeah,
it is lagging for some people, so we'll try and get on top of that for you.
Also, of course, got some games going on over on the main Pro League stream. I think Fnatic's playing Virtus Pro. I'm not sure if that series ended or not. They're probably still in the midst of playing that.
Yeah.
But definitely check that out.
Yes, this is warm-up, guys. Just waiting for teams to get themselves ready. We'll be good to jump into the second.
No, this is live.
Yeah, this is live. Players AFK and
Guys
spawn.
have guns, 14-1. Brilliant. Do start money in the second half to try to help FaZe out.
You're getting smashed here. Have 16k at the start of every round.
Welcome back to CPS, boys. MR9. People have no idea what I'm talking about, probably. It's okay. Funny enough, that's how I got introduced to Counter-Strike, was when MR12 was being used. I don't know if you remember MR12 from Source days.
Yeah, I do.
Start with 16K.
It's pretty nuts to me how CS has changed over the years in some ways, but stayed the same in others.
Yep.
This is an old school franchise. I mean, I know a lot of people are aware of CS 1.6 and stuff in chat, but if you're not, you're looking at a game that is, I mean, a franchise that's really ancient in terms of online gaming. There's very few franchises that are as old and still at the very top as Counter-Strike is. I was going to troll and say COD, but that's just a trash game.
Oh, man.
It
wasn't always trash.
Nah, COD 1 and COD 2 were sick games.
I actually loved the first Modern Warfare, COD 4. I actually
COD 4 was
played
good
that.
too. Yep.
Pro mod was something I actually had a lot of fun playing. I played like some Cal main, Sivo main type stuff in that on the NA side of things. It was really cool. I actually casted that game a little bit as well, like in the NA side of things for like Sivo and stuff. So it was fun. Kind of curious how this remastered version of COD 4 will be.
Yeah. Is it standalone, or do you have to buy...
You have to buy, I think, the Infinite Warfare or whatever.
Screw that.
Yeah. That's the rough part about it, but pretty cool stuff. Anyway, let's get back to CSGO before we Pitchfork and Fortress come out. Talking about Call of Duty on a CS stream is always... It's like one of the cardinal sins of being a CS caster is if you bring up Call of Duty in a CSGO broadcast. Unless you're shitting on it, of course. Like, if you bring it up in a positive light, then you've done it wrong.
I guess we kind of did, but it was complete trash now.
It's been complete trash for the last, 4 or 5 years.
Oh yeah, easily. Well, here we go. Second pistol round. Do or die for FaZe. Win the pistol or die. To be completely honest, even if you do win the pistol, you've still got a massive uphill climb ahead of you. It's effectively the Everest of Counter-Strike that lays in front of them. Mousesports will be trying to trip FaZe's journey up towards the precipice, the summit of said mountain. Here we go. The flashes, the smokes. Yoshima's by himself, setting up for the retake, it would appear. Although they don't actually have a defuse kit or flashes or anything really in this round, so that's going to be a bit of a worry for FaZe. But hey, if Alu's landing headshots here, there, and everywhere, then that's going to alleviate a lot of the pressure. The bomb has been planted. It's a 5-on-3, and a couple of terrorists are very low. Alu has put down yet another one. This time it's Speedy. Yoshima up on the CT boxes from Tollbooth is going to rain down havoc onto Christian. That leaves Nico, who's been on fire so far with the first headshot. Looking for a second one. The way he's been playing, you wouldn't put this against him, but AZ takes him out. FaZe do pick up their second, and interesting love dust. Both their rounds have been pistol rounds in a 14-2 deficit.
Yeah. And that's actually like a T-side pistol round I've been seeing a lot. Like I've seen Cloud9 run it. I've seen some of the Asian teams run it, where you basically throw this straight line of smokes to the site, which is something that like VP and Navi used to do a long time ago, back when the meta was like very much at executes instead of mid control. But you basically elect to just attack jungle and connector directly, and because you're actually planning for that, because like the bomb's in the middle of the site, you can actually see that from jungle and connector and such, and so you elect to fight all the rotates taking place on catwalk and window room. You just kind of like isolate yourself away from the players actually playing CT spawner inside the A site. Unfortunately, they never could get control of jungle. Like FaZe was well to kind of hold onto that, and so they do get their second round. They are able to buy some guns here, and Nico already, getting caught trying to be sneaky over here in Palace. So looks like this round should be mopped up pretty quickly. No like second round force buy win shenanigans this time around. So looks like FaZe should be able to get the 3-0 pattern to start this half, but as you noted earlier, still has such a long road to travel to get back into this game.
I mean, this is the first hurdle of many that FaZe need to navigate over, and it was ultimately just pistols they're against, so now there is going to be AKs and nades face against them. Oscar, 4.2k, can afford the AK with a couple nades if he so chooses. That's what he picks up for himself. It's going to be a smoke and a flash. Pretty standard stuff across the board. And here comes the first big test, other than the pistol for FaZe on their CT side. Can they pass it with flying colours? Such a little room for error as far as they're concerned. The trades in mid are real back and forth, back and forth. It's going to be AZ goes out for another look, gets a 2-on-2 trade so far, favouring the terrorists in terms of HP. AZ's down to 22. That grenade does do significant damage from rain on short, but still not time to play with this round. And AZ goes looking again on very low HP. Kiyoshima gets the return frag. And our tag team duos Speedy and Oscar face off against Kiyoshima and Rain with 1 minute 20 to play with.
Yeah, so they open up with one of those 1-4 that Mousesports like to throw in occasionally, and it kind of doesn't work out the way they want, but they're still able to get it into a 2v2 and actually get this bomb into B apartments inside the site. Rain and Kiyoshima are actually nowhere near B, by the way. Like, they have a really long rotate to make. Rain's finally starting to make his way over there, but he won't make it there really to stop this bomb from being planted, at least. He does actually throw some spam through the smoke, so maybe that slows things down a little bit, and now you begin to see Kiyoshima flanking Catwalk. So it's just going to come down to whether or not they can actually make something happen. Mousesports has no utility, but FaZe does have a few nades to work with.
Must win for FaZe. This has got to go their way. Oh no! Rain's round straight past Oscar. Lands the one tap, executes him down. Kiyoshima knows where Oscar is, but he's 8 damage from his right hand side, courtesy of Speedy. He's on the 49 HP. Kiyoshima gets picked off, and Mousesports now with 12 map points. FaZe, their economy's good enough to support a buy, but 12 rounds dust, that's asking too much, surely.
Yeah, I mean, that really just all came down to not being able to check that corner as he jumped out window. That changed everything in that 2v2 situation. It was pretty close up until that point. But now Mousesports, they have their 15th round. FaZe, they buy up what they can, but it's slim picking short of Alu having an op in his hands. Everyone else is a little bit rough, either not having a lot of utility or not having even a lot of firepower. AZ going to change things up, get aggressive and underpass to get some early information in the B apartments. Maybe even set up a fast flank. Again, it's one of these 1-4 setups for Mousesports. They have everything smoked up. They're just holding control of middle. They're watching their flanks. You can see Speedy making sure they're not getting pushed through upper B apartments, which he's definitely right that someone is coming. He just doesn't know it yet. Have to see how the timings work out.
Yeah, the scout rattling out from Jacob on window. AZ's played super aggressive, lots of information gathered from his perspective, but Mousesports are getting inroads elsewhere. Rain gets the important trade for himself, and he's going to open up connector nicely, but gets traded off instantly afterwards, courtesy of Dennis. Speed in the meanwhile tries to come up around the rear and see what he can get done for his team. But in the meanwhile, it's going to be AC who's now moving all the way around into ramp, and I don't think the terrorists will have any idea what's about to hit them. The question now is, can the rest of the CTs hold off long enough? Kiyoshima smoked out in Palace, and Jacob with his scout is coming through from the CT side. He spots the head of Speedy, actually does get the tag, but partially through the box, so it's not going to be enough to get the frag, but there we go, AZ gets double kill with his M4, so the wraparound rotation has been very much a fruitful endeavour. Flashbang over from connector, that's where Dennis and Oscar are both going to be coming in from. As Dennis lands himself the shot, both the terrorists are so low, but so is Jacob. This is anybody's round now. And Kiyoshima in the way of Jacob. They have to be careful. The bomb is going down ever so quickly. It's all going to be down to Dennis, who goes in and gets the double frag and secures it for Mousesports. A brutalizing loss. FaZe got completely ruined on both maps.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of crazy because you did see that flank coming in from FaZe, and that was really well done up A-Ramp. He gets 2 kills, and so you think, oh, maybe they're going to get this one back, but the checkmate move was the fact that the bomb was planted for Cat, and Mousesports maintained mid-control, and though they were really low in connector on HP, like, FaZe couldn't punish them. They couldn't actually get the kills. Dennis able just to line up 2 at the very end and kind of seal the deal, so 2 very dominant map victories here from Mousesports. I mean, they just wiped the floor with FaZe today. I mean,